this is Char-Lez here with the Dave Nolan Society for our Tuesday table talk, and we'll be talking about Amendment 6 on the Florida ballot for the upcoming November 6th election. I have with me Carl Dickey and Russ Wood. Carl, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy Tuesday.
Thank you. And Russ, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
All right. So let me just go ahead and talk over here about Florida Amendment 6 for a little bit of context. This is Marsy's Law. Marsy's Law, Crime Victims' Rights, Judicial Retirement Age, and Judicial Interpretation of Laws and Rules Amendment. Yeah, that's right. 3 ands. A yes vote supports this amendment to add specific rights to crime victims, together known as Marsy's Law, to the Florida Constitution, and increase the judicial retirement age from 70 to 75 years of age, and prohibit state courts from deferring to an administrative agency's interpretation of a state statute or rule in lawsuits. A no vote opposes this amendment to all these things. Add specific rights to crime victims, together known as Marsy's Law. Increase the judicial retirement age from 70 to 75 years of age, and prohibit state courts from deferring to an administrative agency's interpretation of a state statute or rule in lawsuits. Now, for a little bit more context, the Libertarian Party of Florida has a no vote on this, and the League of Women Voters has a no vote as well to oppose this amendment. So that leaves us with where we're at. Now, anybody want to go first?
I'll go first. This is somewhat of a bundled amendment. I don't know what the retirement age of judges and Marsy's Law have anything to do with one another. They don't. And it really puts us in a bad position with not just this one but other ones, whereas some might agree with part of an amendment and then completely disagree with the other end of it. So I'll be voting no on this particular one. And plus, a lot of the, this type of thing doesn't even belong in the Constitution anyway, quite frankly, in my opinion, as well as some of these other amendments. So it's got my no vote as well.
All right, Russ, what do you think on this one?
Well, I agree with Carl. First of all, I'm pretty well opposed to any of the bundled amendments because it seems like they use things to try to entice you to vote for that amendment with other things in it. Now, the thing about Marsy's Law is victims' rights are already protected in our state constitution. And this amendment would eliminate any of those provisions. And it's really not something that should be in the Constitution, is my feeling. As far as the other things, the fact that interpretation of the laws, this would give the judges a lot more opportunity to legislate from the bench if they interpreted laws however they feel like. Look at what goes on with District 10 in California all the time. So I definitely am opposing this.
I understand. And I'll be opposing as well, but mostly on the grounds of this whole bundled concept. These things don't have anything to do with each other. In my opinion, they shouldn't even be allowed to be on the ballot like this. Although I do find it funny that I sort of like the inability to defer to an agency's interpretation because I'd like judges to go on record of what they really think and have to defend that. But whatever. We can burn that bridge later when we need to. Very well then. I don't think there's a lot of discussion on this one. Everybody seemed to have pretty set opinions. The LPF, the League of Women Voters, and the three of us. But just for the record, we'll go ahead and take a vote, and I'll start off. I'll vote to oppose this. And Russ, what do you think?
No.
Very well. Man, a few words. Carl?
I know.
And there we have it. The Dave Nolan Society officially opposes Amendment 6. And thank you for watching our Tuesday Table Talk. And we'll have some other ones coming up. Please tune in for those. Live free.